Welcome as we celebrate the first Sunday of Lent. The desert is a difficult place, very challenging, even with all the most important things that we need in our lives, with water and food and shelter. And as Jesus enters into the desert, he exposes himself both to the natural elements, but also, as we're going to see, by the elements of evil. And so one of the great gifts that we have is to be invited into the desert with Jesus, and to recognize that with Jesus we too can fend off the evil one. The way we do that is by fasting, by giving alms, and by our prayer. And what we find out about ourselves is that we are challenged in all different ways, whether we're challenged by our corporal needs, or we're challenged by our ego needs in power, or we're challenged by our faith needs. Do we really trust God? And so in this morning's gospel, today's gospel, we learn that Jesus, who was tempted in all these three ways, shows us and gives us an ability to see that we too can reject all those temptations that sometimes draw us away from God. And at the end of it, when the gospel says that the angels tended to Jesus, so too do we have angels who tend to us, people who come into our lives, or God himself who comes directly and finds a way to strengthen us even in the temptations of our lives. It is the truth that we will always be challenged by the imperfection of this world, by the evil one, but it is also true that we will always be assisted by God. This Sunday, all these Sundays of Lent remind us that by our generosity, by our holiness, we continue to be people who can grow closer and closer in imitation of Christ. We might ask ourselves how that is happening to us during this Lenten journey.